Hello, my name is Alicia Weinberg, and I would like to talk today about a fantastic technique for getting out of depression. I like to call it my pity party. I do this because actually that makes me laugh a little when I even think about it. Here's what you need. You need a picture of something that you love more than anything, something that you love and it kind of makes your heart flutter when you look at it. You need to be by someplace where you can wash your face, you need a timer, and I'm guessing you need some Kleenex. Okay, here's what you do. You sit down, you set your timer for 5 minutes. You can have a journal if you want. And when you hit start on this timer for 5 minutes, you get into it. I mean, this thing that is bothering you, you get into the nooks and crannies of this thing. You talk about what a horrible person you are, what a horrible person they are, what a horrible thing the situation is, whatever it is that's going on, you just like leech it out. And here's what you're thinking while you're doing it energetically. You're imagining that this space here, your heart space and your lung space, in Chinese medicine, the lungs rule grief. So this entire quadrant, as you're saying this stuff like it's your television, it's pouring out. It's just coming out. You do not need to think about where it goes or anything. You just know that it disappears and becomes great energy after it leaves you. But you're just imagining that the space is becoming empty. And your intention is that at 5 minutes, when this timer goes off, it is empty. Okay? The timer goes off, it's been 5 minutes. If you journaled, I want you to rip that page out. If you haven't, I want you to just pick up your Kleenex and I want you to go into the bathroom, throw everything away, and I want you to wash your face. This is very important. It's a way of cleansing yourself. It's a way of punctuating one space into another space. When you've washed your face, you go back, you sit down, you set your timer for 3 minutes this time. At this point, you're going to pick up that picture. If it's on your phone, make sure you've preset it so you don't see anything else that's distracting when you turn your phone back on. But you look at this picture and you imagine everything that you love about this photo. For me, it's my nephew. I have a particular picture of him when he was a baby that just lights me up like nobody's business. I mean, even if I'm in the darkest, I may not go all gushy over it, but I still feel something in my heart. So that's the one that I use. And I just imagine everything, the coos, the laughs, like everything that I know about him. And I bring it into this heart space that I've now emptied out. Just fill it up for 3 minutes. I fill it up. I fill it up. When the timer goes off at the 3 minute mark, you get up and you go do something, anything. You force yourself to go do it. You take a walk, you do the dishes, you clean the toilet, you file something, whatever it is, for half an hour, do something. And in this time, you just notice what's different. You want to think about other things. You want to try not to think about the depression, but just notice what's different. What you may notice is at the few hours in, there's some depression that's building again, but it's some other piece of it that you weren't focusing on. So you can feel free to sit down and repeat the exercise. But I want you to really notice that you can consciously let go of that heaviness. Now, there's a caveat. I know from myself, I've spent a lot of time in depression, that when I'm in it, I mean in it, there's no time for me to raise up out of that space. That is a time to seek some help. And that's actually something that I love working with, helping people get to the space where they have that availability to want to shift their vibration, want to move into a space that they can actually receive information about what's going on for them versus just wallowing in this very unproductive low vibration space. This is not a judgment. I've spent much time there, trust me. So I hope this technique is helpful for you. And if you try it and it works, I would love it if you posted something so I can just get some feedback about that. I know it works for a lot of my clients, but I'm wondering, there's a chi transmission when I have hands on them and explain this procedure versus just doing it over the internet. So I'm curious if there's a true chi transmission through this video blog. Anyway, this is Alicia Weinberg signing out. Thank you so much for paying attention, and I truly hope you have a magical day. Cheers.